Now at 5, a decision has been made regarding an officer involved in the Lauren McCluskey murder case. Now McCluskey's mother is speaking to Fox 13 News, demanding action.
New COVID-19 restrictions take effect tonight in Utah. What you need to know to stay safe and on the right side of the law.
And a big step is being taken to make sure no student in Salt Lake City goes hungry.
Live from Utah's news leader, Fox 13's Live at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, a former University of Utah police officer accused of showing explicit photos of murder victim Lauren McCluskey will not face criminal charges. We'll get to that story in just a few moments.
But first, happening now, Payson police need your help to find this missing boy. His name is Benjamin Bennett. Officers say they're worried about Benjamin because he has heart defects. He was last seen yesterday wearing a blue shirt, a lot like this one. He's 5'5" and weighs 105 pounds. If you've seen Benjamin Bennett or know where he is, call Payson Police.
1,498 new cases of COVID-19 in Utah today. That brings the total to more than 90,000 in the Beehive State. The rolling 7-day average for positive tests is 1,204 with a positivity rate of 13.9%. 258 Utahns are currently hospitalized.
The state also reported 2 more COVID-19 deaths today. Both were people in Salt Lake County and men older than 85. One of the men was hospitalized at the time of his death. The other was not. We've been hearing a lot about the state's new restrictions that go into effect tonight when it comes to COVID.
That includes a mask mandate for counties in the high transmission category. For Fox 13's Aaron Cox spoke with the Salt Lake County Health Department about what to expect.
The new COVID-19 transmission index outlines the new public health order. Well, for Salt Lake County, it doesn't change much from what they were doing before, but that's not the same for the rest of the state. You might not notice the change in restrictions in Salt Lake County unless you are planning an event in the next coming days and weeks.
We are allowing them to operate under the old, now defunct, yellow guidelines through October 28th.
The new guidelines focus on overall percentage increase within each county rather than individual case increase that occurs daily statewide.
A more important metric to look at is positivity rate. What percentage of people being tested end up positive? And that can help us account for increased testing, not being the only reason for seeing increased cases.
The 6 counties in dark blue are considered at high level of transmission rate. They are now under a mask mandate.
We've been using the term mask requirement. It's the same as a mask mandate. It is required of people.
Not following the public health order on masks could result in a type B misdemeanor. For the state of Utah, that means a criminal offense that could result in 6 months in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Those state leaders say they want to avoid enforcement. It would be left up to local counties to decide.
No matter if masks were 10% effective or 70% effective or 90%, any way to slow the spread is important.
Their biggest concern as the months go by continues to be room in hospitals and losing lives.
We are hearing some heartbreaking stories of people who end up in the hospital and they cannot find an available ICU bed nearby. No one should have to worry about that.
And the hope is with the new restrictions in place, we won't have to worry.
To keep their guard up when they're around people they know. If you don't live with someone and you're with them, you need to wear your face covering.
There is a COVID-19 event management template that is required by the state for all organizations outside of religious events. We'll put a link to that and everything else on our website, fox13now.com. In Salt Lake County, Aaron Cox, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Intermountain Healthcare is seeing a spike in COVID-19 cases throughout their entire hospital system and say it's critical that people take action to stop it now. Right now, they have more patients in the hospital with COVID-19 than ever before, and that's creating a problem for hospital staff. There are currently 46 COVID patients at Intermountain Medical Center and 31 patients at St. George Dixie Regional Hospital. And while the transmission rate is decreasing in the 15 to 24 age group, the rates are increasing in the 25 to 44 and 45 to 64 age groups.
This is getting to a point where, we're going to be opening up overflow ICUs and we may have beds that take care of these patients, but our staff is getting incredibly tired and short.
Intermountain Healthcare is encouraging people to follow the new COVID-19 state guidelines that were announced by Governor Herbert earlier this week.
Leaders in Utah's prison system are on defense today, facing criticism of their handling of a large COVID-19 outbreak in the Draper facility that has sent 3 inmates to the hospital. At least 274 men held in the Draper prison are sick with the virus. The director of the Department of Corrections says the outbreak started among inmates working in the kitchen and quickly spread to 3 housing blocks.
We have been assertive, active, and intentional. Not a day or even an hour passes where we are not laser focused on this virus.
The Department of Corrections disputes accusations that there is not enough PPE and prisoners are being mistreated and put at risk during the outbreak. Now back to that developing story we told you about at the top of the hour. Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill says he will not press charges against the former University of Utah police officer accused of sharing inappropriate photos of Lauren McCluskey before her murder.
Fox 13's Spencer Joseph spoke with Lauren's mother and the DA. He has more.
I just spoke with the district attorney, and the reason for those charges to not be prosecuted is that there isn't a statute that exactly fits what Officer Duras did. But now all parties that are involved in this are reacting to this latest development. It's been 6 months since allegations that Officer Miguel Duras with the then University of Utah Police Department showed off explicit photos of Lauren McCluskey to other officers. The pictures were a part of an investigation prior to her murder. Officer Duras was then charged and subsequently fired from his new position at the Logan Police Department. After a long saga, a new development Thursday, those charges were dropped.
There is not a statute that allows us to file the charges, and that was our problem.
Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill outlined to Fox 13 the reasons he dropped the charges, but he says that doesn't mean there wasn't any wrongdoing.
Doesn't mean that there wasn't an injury or harm that was caused by this officer's conduct.
I was shocked by the fact that the district attorney, Sim Gill, did not pursue justice.
Jill McCluskey, Lauren's mother, spoke with Fox 13, angry at the outcome and highlighting that Officer Duras was supposed to be helping her through this case.
He engaged in so many phone calls with her and texts and even visited with her in person on more than one occasion. And then she trusted him and he betrayed her trust.
The law firm representing Duras told Fox 13 that the charges being dropped was, quote, certainly appropriate, also adding, quote, he didn't do anything wrong, let alone anything criminal, and, quote, the original reporting was inaccurate. McCluskey's mom feels that this could make women more afraid to come forward about this type of abuse. She still hopes there's some way he can be prosecuted.
And we just want to change the culture that listens to women and believes women when they ask for help, that it's not this I can't help you with your boyfriend problem culture, which is what Lauren faced.
Fox 13 has also learned that there is a protest planned for right here next Wednesday in the wake of these charges being dropped. Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
We saw this beautiful weather for so long. We had that really late summer, and now it's like it turned into fall overnight.
Yes, well, guess what? The comfortable fall temperatures will make a comeback this weekend, but today only in the 50s right now in Salt Lake City, and it's gusty here across the state. We look at Price, Hanksville, Bryce Canyon, Panguitch, Cedar City, and Milford, and over towards Blanding, all gusting right now with the wind around 20 to 30 miles per hour. And it's cold here up north, 46 for Park City, 50 to 55 for Provo, Upton, Farmington, 57 currently in Ogden, and for St. George right now, 83 degrees. We'll keep it mostly clear tonight in Salt Lake City, so our temperatures will tumble into the 40s at 9 o'clock tonight. So if you have outdoor plans this evening, make sure you're bundling up. And those temperatures tomorrow morning could be the coldest that you've seen in about half a year. The coldest fall temperatures so far this season tomorrow morning. But what about the rest of the weekend? That forecast in a few.
All right, thanks, Allison. Still ahead, a drug kingpin busted 4 years ago in Cottonwood Heights is sentenced in federal court. Why Aaron Shamo's team argues his sentence is too severe.
And Judge Amy Coney Barrett is getting closer to a seat on the U.S. Supreme Court. Plus, Utah Senator Mitt Romney announced today how he plans to vote on her confirmation. We're back in 60 seconds.
You can tell a lot about a person by the way they act in a crisis. But in the middle of this pandemic, Burgess Owens supported a plan to kick Utah families off their insurance, end protections for pre-existing conditions, including the coronavirus, and let insurance companies charge an age tax on older Utahns. What you can tell about Burgess Owens is he can't be trusted with our health care. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Nice. This is the new Buick?
I think you mean the new Alexa.
It's a Buick.
It's an Alexa? Check it out. Alexa, turn on the outdoor lights.
Okay. That's cool, but I'm pretty sure it's a Buick.
Clearly an Alexa. Alexa, get directions to the 818 grill.
Getting directions. It's a Buick.
First ever Buick Encore GX. Available with Alexa built in.
Nice Buick.
It's an Alexa.
Now get nearly $3,300 purchase cash on the 2020 Encore GX. Ask Alexa, tell me about Buick SUVs.
Convicted drug kingpin Aaron Shamo has been sentenced to life in prison. Shamo apologized in federal court today and admitted he and his co-conspirators created a monster. Almost 4 years ago, local and federal agents raided his Cottonwood Heights home and seized 74,000 fentanyl pills and more than $1 million in cash. Prosecutors say Shamo made the pills look like OxyContin tablets and sold them worldwide, making millions of dollars in the process. Shamo's attorney, Greg Skordas, says his client has a mental illness and basically wasn't smart enough to be a drug kingpin.
That's the discretion that prosecutors have. We didn't agree with it, but that was something that was given to them by Congress, and they decided that he needed to spend the rest of his life in prison. It's unfortunate. I think it's unfair, but it's certainly consistent with the law.
A restitution hearing in this matter is scheduled for next week.
The president's pick for the U.S. Supreme Court inched closer to a seat on the bench today as confirmation hearings wrapped up on Capitol Hill. The Judiciary Committee's vote on Judge Amy Coney Barrett will take place 1 week from today. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced the full Senate will take up debate on the nominee by next Friday, putting Barrett on track to be confirmed as early as the end of the month. Utah Senator Mitt Romney has announced his intention to confirm Barrett. No word yet on whether Utah Senator Mike Lee will do the same. However, don't be surprised if he does.
We're just a few weeks from the election, and one Salt Lake County man has concerns that some ballots aren't being delivered. We'll have a live report straight ahead.
And we'll show you how Salt Lake City police are teaming up with a Utah Jazz player to improve policing.
Your family has a wide range of personalities, and so does ours. Meet the Volkswagen family of SUVs. Click Call or come by your Volkswagen dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 60 months on 2020 Atlas Cross Sport models.
Happy Hour just got hoppier at IHOP with a $5 menu featuring pancakes, burgers, and more Yum Yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy hoppiness. iHoppy Hour, every day from 2 to 10 p.m.
You gotta live within your means.
That's Democrat Ben McAdams' cheap talk. Ben McAdams loves spending your money, pushing for millions in higher property taxes. You paid more, while McAdams took $40,000 in taxpayer-funded pay raises. As mayor, McAdams even took a trip to Switzerland using your tax dollars. McAdams got a private jet. Taxpayers got played. Liberal Ben McAdams. The only thing cheap are his promises. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
As mayor, he lowered the tax rate and balanced the county budget.
In Washington, Ben exposed waste.
Stop a congressional pay raise.
And he voted against the budget because they're spending too much.
Ben is the most independent Utah member of Congress.
Ben works with both parties.
We need more like him.
I'm a Republican businessman.
I'm a mayor.
I'm a Republican.
We're all Republicans. Do what's right.
Vote Ben McAdams for Congress.
Thanks, everyone. I'm Ben McAdams, and I approve this message.
Arby's, 2 for $6 every day. Chicken, beef, euros. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meats.
Your family has a wide range of personalities, and so does ours. Meet the Volkswagen family of SUVs. Click, call, or come by your Volkswagen dealer today and get 0% APR financing for 72 months on 2020 Tiguan models.
I dumped a can today, and I'm finding ballots in the garbage can. Pardon my French, it's just mad.
A Utah man is claiming he found voter ballots in a dumpster this morning in Salt Lake County.
Fox 13's Brian Schnee has been diving into this throughout the day and joins us now live from the county clerk's office with some new developments. Brian.
We've been in contact with the U.S. Postal Service about the ballots found in the dumpster in Sandy this morning, so they are aware of this. Now, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service telling me, quote, that they are unable to provide any comment at this time. The man who found those ballots works for a waste collection company. He tells me this is a typical spot along his route. Charles West says he was dumping the commercial dumpster into his garbage truck this morning when mail and some items fell out. And that's when he located at least 2 voter ballots with Sandy addresses.
I had to meet up with the mail lady and give her the ballots that I had. She informed me that it looks like they were all stolen from a neighborhood, and then they were dumped illegally in that dumpster. So it's not the mailman, but people are going around stealing ballots out of the mail.
We've been in contact with Salt Lake County Elections Office. They're looking into findings as well as if those names on the ballots were deemed spoiled or incorrect addresses. We also tried to reach out to those 2 names and did not hear back after numerous attempts. Either way, both the Postal Service and county elections personnel are trying to figure out how those ballots got into a local business's dumpster in the first place. Now, here at the Salt Lake County Government Office, there is a drop-off location, and there's been a steady stream of cars coming through in the last hour or 2 that we've been here. The drop-box location is one of 2 major options that county and state election officials would like you to use. So a drop box or the vote by mail option, and they would like you not to vote in person this year due to the ongoing pandemic. We're live in Salt Lake City tonight. Brian Schnee, Fox 13 News, Utah.
All right, Brian, thank you. If you're concerned about your ballot arriving or your vote being counted, the state allows you to track your ballot from the county clerk's office to your house and back. They will also tell you when your vote has been counted by using individualized barcodes. You can do all of that on the Utah Elections website. We have a link in the Election 2020 section at fox13now.com.
Tonight, the candidates in Utah's 3rd Congressional District will debate. Republican incumbent Congressman John Curtis will face Democratic challenger Devin Thorpe. The debate starts at 6. We'll stream it live at fox13now.com. Today, Utah Senator Mitt Romney unveiled his plan to create a commission to deal with wildfires across the country. The backdrop for his announcement was Neffs Canyon, where less than a month ago, the Neffs wildfire started and continues to smolder on 60 acres. Romney says the commission will be made up of about 25 people from state and local areas, as well as federal, and would include firefighters. He says he plans to introduce legislation in Washington, D.C. next week.
As some students continue to learn remotely, local organizations are making sure they stay fed. Today, the Salt Lake Education Foundation, in partnership with Smith's, passed out 5,200 extra meals to 22 schools in the Salt Lake School District. The foundation says 57% of students in the district currently qualify for free or reduced lunch. Now, as more students learn from home, many may not know where their next meal is coming from. So, organizers say today's event not only provided meals for thousands, it also used food that would have gone to waste.
If a child has an empty stomach, we all know what it's like to be hangry, right? They may act out, they may not be able to focus. And so they need to be well nourished so they can focus on their education so they have a brighter future. We know food matters.
If you're a family in need of food assistance in the Salt Lake School District, contact your local school.
Salt Lake police are teaming up with Joe Ingles of the Utah Jazz to work toward becoming the first police department in the country to be certified sensory inclusive.
How cool is this? All of Salt Lake's first responders, including dispatchers, officers, even firefighters, will take part in this training hosted by Culture City. The training is aimed at helping first responders be more empathetic and compassionate when it comes to interacting with people with sensory needs.
Of course, it Bears mentioning that Joe Ingles, one of our favorite players with the Jazz, has a child with special needs, and that, of course, is part of the reason he's involved in this.
Yeah, making a big difference. I love that. First in the nation. That'd be really cool. Well, hey, cool temperatures today here across northern Utah, but a beautiful live look from Murray facing towards Mount Olympus. You've got the fall colors up in the mountains here in the valley. Those leaves are changing, probably doing some raking this weekend. 57 degrees right now. We have temperatures that are going to be warmer tomorrow and then even better this upcoming weekend. And yesterday we had very gusty conditions across northern Utah, but central and southern Utah where we're seeing the gustiest conditions right now. So let's look at Cedar City, 24 miles per hour. Bryce Canyon, 26 miles per hour. Price right now around 30 miles per hour, and down into Blanding, 24 miles per hour. Temperatures here across the state, 40s currently up in the mountains for Park City, 46, but 50s for most of the valleys. 54 currently in Tooele, 57 in Ogden, looking into Eden, 53 degrees right now. Colville, 50, Lehigh, 55, Provo, 57. And up in Logan currently 53 degrees. For St. George, temperatures in the 80s right now, 83 degrees. So that's the warmest place here across the state. We look at satellite and radar. We have mostly clear sky here across Utah. And with our clear sky this evening, we will have cold temperatures. If you have plans on this Thursday night, temperatures here in the Salt Lake Valley will bring you into the 40s at 9 o'clock. So it will be a chilly evening once that sun goes down. Salt Lake City, as we look at tonight at 10 p.m., 46 degrees. By 8 a.m., 39 degrees and mid-50s by noon. So we're going to go ahead and loop back to the Salt Lake City live look. Well, I just step off to the side and I pull up the 7-day forecast. So we are going to end up with temperatures over the next couple of days that are more comfortable. So we'll look at those temperatures tonight. And as I mentioned, the coolest temps we've seen so far this season. For Salt Lake City, 38 degrees, potentially that first time below 40 degrees for the season. And we look at temperatures tomorrow here across Utah, and it'll be around 60 to 65 degrees for many of our valleys, and up into the mountains, our temperatures will be in the 50s. So 80s for St. George. Tomorrow we look at our upper level weather pattern, and you are going to end up with a chance for a cool down middle to end of next week. But until then, our upper level weather pattern, we're keeping our eye on a trough, maybe digging in. What that means is next Wednesday, we had our eye on the potential for a storm, but it looks like it's not going to be very likely. There is a chance that we have some storms next weekend, but until then, it's not very promising. For St. George over the next couple of days, those temperatures will be in the 80s. So comfortable afternoons and overnight temps in the 50s. And for the Wasatch Front, the 7-day forecast this weekend, a nice fall forecast, back above average for Saturday and Sunday, and then mid-60s come Tuesday. So most of that 7-day forecast is above average. 65 is a typical high this time of year, and 42 is an average low. So most of our overnight temperatures are above average over the next week, with the exception of tonight. So grab that warm jacket when you wake up in the morning.
Coming up in sports, we'll hear from BYU head coach Mark Pope on the importance of keeping Utah on the Cougar schedule. And the BYU football team has their biggest game of the season tomorrow night. We'll hear from wide receiver Gunnar Romney on why it's so important to the Cougars.
Why do homeowners love Woodside Homes?
There were all these different options for me to be able to make it mine.
Every detail seemed like it was very well thought out.
The price was fantastic. The Inspiration Gallery totally helped me choose, and we found exactly what cabinets we like.
The employees have been very helpful and straightforward.
They want you to be comfortable. They want you not to feel pressured.
We got a really spacious home for a great value.
Woodside makes it feel like a home.
Woodside Homes, better by design.
Think we'll make it in time?
You may not expect the unexpected, but you can certainly take it on. The Lexus ES.
Wow, this rain is bananas.
Now available with all-wheel drive.
Lease the 2021 ES250 all-wheel drive for $359 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The truth matters.
Both local newspapers confirmed Owens supported nuclear weapons testing. Fox 13 said Owens' debts and unpaid taxes are a fact. For months, even Owens' own website proclaimed repealing health care was a priority, jeopardizing pre-existing coverage for every Utah family. Owens talks a good game.
The truth matters.
And Burgess Owens is clearly not telling the truth.
I'm Ben McAdams. I sponsored this message to set the record straight.
At the firehouse, we work 12, 24-hour shifts a month.
I am a lawyer, and there's a lot on my plate.
We're busy. We're busy people, but we're happiest when we're here in our home.
Buy it. Lego.
So having a service with free delivery and having the essentials come to you is very helpful for us to be able to focus on that quality time together.
Introducing Walmart Plus, a new membership that gives you free unlimited delivery on groceries and more.
Have you been struggling with erectile dysfunction? Well, I have breaking news. Wasatch Medical Clinic has a new treatment for ED that does not require medication, injections, or surgery. Andrew, what can you tell us about this new therapy?
That's right, Nisha. What many men don't realize is that ED can be caused by damaged, aging, or even blocked blood vessels. Our treatment is called acoustic wave therapy and is clinically shown to open up and regrow blood vessels. Our treatments can restore normal and natural function in the bedroom quickly, affordably, and with zero side effects.
It sounds like a game changer, and I know you have something special for our viewers if they call now.
We do. If you're sick of ED and sick of the pills, call Wasatch Medical Clinic right now. The initial assessment, exam, and even blood flow ultrasound is totally free. Also, come in and take our treatments, and we'll give you a special gift that produces instant results in the bedroom.
Put a stop to your ED. Call Wasatch Medical right now to claim that offer.
Put a stop to your ED. Call Wasatch Medical Clinic right now for a free medical assessment, exam, and blood flow ultrasound. 801-901-8000.
The BYU football team has captured the attention of the country with 4 straight wins to start the season. But to keep the national eye, the Cougars need to beat Houston tomorrow night. The BYU is ranked 15th in the country. They could be in the running for a New Year's Six bowl game, but they need some quality wins. Beating the Cougars in Houston would give them one.
Oh, it's going to be really fun. You know, it's a Friday night game, so we're going to have the whole country watching. It's our first game with fans, so it's going to be different because it's been kind of weird these last couple of games, but everybody's really excited. We're fired up because we've been hearing everything about, oh, your strength of schedule is this or whatever, but you know, we're excited to go out, and Houston's a good team, so we're ready for the challenge and we're ready to amp it up this week.
The Utah and BYU basketball teams had their first practices yesterday. Head coach Larry Kristoviak for Utah said despite the shortened season, the Utes and Cougars will play each other, which is great news for everyone, including BYU head coach Mark Pope.
Utah's been awesome. So as soon as the Pac-12 originally talked about canceling all the games until January 1st, Larry and Utah called us and were like, hey, we still want to find a way to work in this game. That's probably because he beat me last year and he beat me when I was at Utah Valley. So it's like, I'm going to beat this dude forever. So, but it's really great because this game is super important. And so they immediately jumped on and said, hey, let's find a way to salvage the game. So we're super grateful for that and super excited about it. And I think it's good for the basketball in the state of Utah.
Yeah, BYU and Utah should play every year in every sport. That's what
Well, yeah, you got to keep the rivalry healthy.
Right?
All right, thanks so much, Jeff, and thank you for watching Fox 13 News Live at 5. Stay tuned for Game 4 of the National League Championship Series with the LA Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves, who lead the series 2-1.
We'll see you back here for Fox 13 News at 9 right after that game.
Have a great night.